welcome to my channel. My name is Caitlin. I work on a ship, and these are your most asked questions about being a crew member. So last week I asked if you guys had any questions about working on board, and wow, you delivered. So thank you so much for commenting on my YouTube and my TikTok, on my Instagram, and I will try to answer all of them. I promise I will. But for this week's video, I'm only gonna pick my 5 favorites. If I don't answer your question in this video, go ahead and comment again. I'll get to it. Question number 1, do you guys have Wi-Fi on board? So I can't speak for every cruise line because I don't work for every cruise line, I just work for one, but we do have to pay for our Wi-Fi. We don't pay nearly as much as you guys pay as passengers coming to visit the ship. There's definitely very decreased crew rates, but some of us still choose to not pay it because it does add up. That being said, a lot of crew members take their time when they have free to go outside into a port, to a coffee shop, or sometimes port terminals have free Wi-Fi for crew, and that's when we can contact our family. You can call your family from on board as well, but at the end of the day, you're still in a metal tin out in the middle of the sea, so reception isn't so great as is. Question number 2, drinking on board. So I talked a little bit about this already on my TikTok. It's Caitlin.Rawls. So if you want to follow me there too. But basically, just like passengers have coffee shops and bars and stores, we have them as well in crew areas just for crew. Now, the options might not be as fancy as what a passenger can get, but of course we get all of our basic non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages. Being a crew member, we have to be ready for an emergency no matter if we're on or off duty. So our alcohol content levels always have to be under a certain level, and that changes with the season, with the company, with the ship. There are a lot of factors that go into that. But on the plus side, our drinks are pretty cheap. So that's definitely an advantage of being a crew member. On my last ship, I think I paid like 40 cents for an espresso, $1.50 for a beer. But you also find yourself spending more time in the crew bar than you would spending time at a coffee shop or a bar back home, because at the end of the day, there is no home. The ship is your home. So it's either the cabin or to get drinks with a friend. Whereas at home, I would only go to a coffee shop a couple times a week. I probably get coffee from the crew bar 3 times a day. So it does add up if you're not careful. And yes, we do have crew parties where we have live music and lots of dancing, and you have to be careful because those tabs can also add up quite quickly. Question number 3, has anyone ever died on a cruise that you're working on? Yes. It's a tough subject, and the companies definitely keep it very low key because of course, everyone would be in a ruckus if you found out that somebody had died on the same ship as you, but it does happen quite often. A lot of people that book cruises are quite a bit older, knowing that they're at the end of their lives and they want a peaceful, relaxing way to go out with their celebrating with their family, and they don't have to worry about any of the things like cooking or cleaning or prepping, so they go on a cruise. Now, with that being said, passengers would never know, and most crew also doesn't know when it happened. Very limited amount of people on board are told about it. Sometimes there are rumors going around, but of course they try to slow down that gossip. Story time. So for the sake of not losing my job, I will not be discussing the port we are at or any of the other details that go into this story. There was one time, I remember my first contract, somebody had passed, and the first people that needed to get off the ship were the family. But sometimes people can be brutal and they don't ever think about these situations because why would you? And I was in charge of holding the line at security to let this family pass. People were so angry, people didn't want to wait, they didn't understand how we had said that we'd arrive at a certain time and now that they couldn't go out into the port, and they were yelling, they were screaming. You can't yell back, hey, like something seriously tragic happened and this family needs to go out and mourn with their family. So you just have to stand there and take it all while people tell you that you're an awful employee and while people tell you that your company sucks. So yes, it does happen. And it's really sad. Like, your vacation is gonna be delayed by like less than an hour. Like, this topic actually gets me heated because you never know what's going on behind the scenes. You're about to go live your best life and hang around on a beach on vacation, and you want to scream at somebody all morning long for something that they have no control over. I think that's enough. That was a PSA, sorry about that. Okay, I'm moving on to the next topic now. Number 4, let's talk about a happier topic. Food. Do you ever get tired of the food on board? Yes, all the freaking time. We have a crew mess that, I mean, it has a wide variety of food and you'll be able to get the nutrients you need, but at the end of the day, it is kind of the same rotation. I know a lot of crew members that just eat a lot of rice, a lot of chicken, and most people just assume that we can just go up into the buffet and we have this like amazing food all the time. We can't. Crew is allowed to go during certain times. We can even sometimes go to the special restaurants on board, like the sushi restaurant or the steakhouse or whatever it is. We do sometimes get those advantages, but it's not our normal. And if it's a very, very, very full ship, then of course priority seating goes to passengers. Crew members actually get very, very creative. It's kind of like you're in a college dorm again, where when we go out into a port that has a grocery store, we buy a whole bunch of food. One ship I had ramen noodles every single night. That's what I cooked to my meal every single night. You bring stuff back to the crew mess and you can make food as well. We can't bring on foods that are like fresh, like fruits and veggies, but we can bring on anything that's packaged just because it's a security risk. And before I answer my last question for the day, make sure to comment what you want to know down below, or you can even DM me on Instagram, and if I have enough questions, I will make a things I most commonly get asked part 3 for you guys. Question number 5. Do you get pre-warned about bad weather? I'm gonna say sometimes, because as a crew member, sometimes in our areas, we have signs all over the place that let us know if the captain thinks we're about to hit rough weather. However, it has to be quite rough to get a pre-warning. The ship is literally made to be ready for all kinds of weather, so it'd have to be pretty bad for us to get a warning. That way we can make sure everything is properly tied down or working as it should be before a storm hits. But as I said, only sometimes. Sometimes when we hear the announcement from the PA, we're hearing it at the same time as you are, especially if it's something recent that had just been decided up on the bridge. They let passengers know pretty quickly. And if I wasn't in a crew area to hear a crew announcement, if I was working, then I'm being told that we're missing a port or we're gonna have a storm at the same time as you are. So just please be respectful when announcements come over the PA. They're usually about something important that even we need to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was able to answer some of your questions, and thank you so much to the 100 of you that subscribed to my channel last week. That was really, really cool. But if you haven't, the subscribe button is right below. I'll see you all next week. Ciao.